Difficulties matching up against the guy who had, what, 180, 190 yards, whatever it was?
Yeah, he's definitely a problem. And right now they have a bunch of weapons. I mean, you talk about Amari Cooper, you talk about Cook, Jordy Nelson, they bring Bryant back, obviously the running back, Jalen, out of the backfield. So we're going to have our hands full for sure.
What makes him unique? Cook, size, speed, combination of what is it that jumps?
You said it all. It's all of it. He has size. He can run. He has great hands. I mean, he's basically like a receiver playing tight end. He's hard to match up, whoever you put on him, a linebacker, safety, corner, just because of all those attributes. So we're going to do a little bit of everything against him. So hopefully it's successful.
You saw Bradley in coverage with Dissly. Was that the plan, or did he? On the long play, there were some missed tackles, but was it the plan for him to follow him?
Yeah, that was part of the coverage. They didn't play it exactly right. It was the same play that we practiced. We kind of knew what was coming. I mean, if we just make the tackle, it's okay, but you miss 4 tackles and he goes for another 52 yards, now we're talking about it. So, but we just have to play better and execute better.
Do you have to do anything during the week to address the missed tackles?
We try to do the same thing. I mean, we feel like we do a good job tackling. I just really felt like the guys were pressing. I don't know, the first game, I mean, there was a lot of energy. The fans were great. And this felt like a lot of guys did some things that were uncharacteristic in terms of how they play. So really just try to settle the guys down and just tell them, just do your job. That's all that's required.
It looked like Shelby and Zach made some nice plays when they were in the game. What kind of luxury is it to have that kind of depth up front?
Yeah, it's definitely a luxury. You know, we signed Shelby last offseason and Zach, and both of those guys have done tremendous for us. Bill Kolar, defensive line coach, he grinds them to a nub. I mean, he gets everything out of them, and you're seeing the results on Sunday.
You had a quarterback that extends plays last week. This guy gets rid of the ball quick. Can that be even more frustrating sometimes for a pass rush?
It is for those guys, but for me, as long as the coverage tight, it could be an advantage for us too. Because we're a more aggressive coverage team. You know, we play more man than a lot of teams. So if they want to get rid of the ball quick, you know, we want to be tight in coverage. If they hold on to it, then our rushers got to get home. So a little bit of both.
Do you feel like the pass rushers really executed the plan that you put out there to get to them?
Absolutely. I've had a lot of experience in my career coaching against Russell. When I was in Minnesota, we played him several times. And you know that he's going to stay alive and buy time in the pocket. So Chris Beek, Bill Kolar put together a great rush plan. We had to do it as a group. It wasn't going to be one guy that was going to get him down, and they did a nice job the whole game.
What did you see from Adam Jones? Did he maybe contribute more than you thought he could?
Yeah, he did. You know, the biggest thing with Adam, you know, he's in the rotation with Tremaine Brock, but he stepped in just kind of based on how he had the rotation set up. He got a few more plays than Tremaine, but I thought he played well. He's getting better in terms of our terminology and how we do things. But overall, based on his time with VJ, he's been with Wade, he knows our system. But I thought he stepped up and played a pretty good game.
That's what we saw in Vaughn. Is that an example of freeing him up more, or just how Vaughn can just take over a game?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, Vaughn, we all know is just, he's a different type of player. Athletically, he's gifted, he can do it all. But the thing we want to do is we wanted to create more balance in terms of what we were doing this year in terms of our pass rush. And with Chubb, Shane, Shaq, they give us the ability to do that. So if teams want to slide the protection his way, put chippers his way, then we got to win on the other side to make them play honest. So I think the plan that we had worked out for us.
Stu got in on the sack, so did Chris. Is that going to be an emphasis this year, is bringing some of those other guys?
If you can make plays, I'm going to activate you. So whether it's a corner or safety, linebacker, whoever it is, if you're an effective blitzer, based on our scheme, what we're going to game plan, then I'm going to activate you.
Last year in the first game, Marshawn didn't really do much at all, and then the second game had a bunch more yards. What was the difference there in terms of his success?
We didn't play as well.
Anything in particular?
Just didn't play as well that game, you know. So if everybody does their job, they're in their gaps, we tackle well, then we feel like we could be pretty stout against the run. But that second game last year, we didn't play as well as the first game.
How was the Raiders' offensive line compared to others?
Big, mean, veterans. You know, I know Donald Penn, he was with us way back in the day in Minnesota. Just some of the guys, you know, the center, their guards, they're a big physical offensive line. And I think that's why they're effective in terms of running the ball with Marshawn. And we expect him to get more carries, obviously, this game than he got the first game.
Can you imagine as a defensive coordinator losing a player the caliber of Khalil Mack right before the season starts?
I was there and we drafted Khalil. He's a great player, but that's a decision they had to make in their organization. So, hopefully we got Vaughn, we got Chubb, those guys. So right now we don't have to worry about it.